I'm Jeff Mowatt, here with a common selling mistake and how you can avoid it with your sales techniques and refining it. The common selling mistake that I'm talking about today is what I call listening too softly. And by that, I mean, sure, you may be a good listener, but you may not be perceived by a customer to be a good listener and therefore lose the sale. Ironically, the longer you've been interacting with customers, the more likely we are to make this mistake. And not only when we're communicating with customers, but we can also make this mistake when it comes to communicating with our family members. I'll give you an example. Years ago, when our daughters were about 8 and 10 years old, they were taking biathlon lessons, which you probably know. Biathlon is the cross-country skiing shooting lessons. It was my wife Lydia's turn to go pick them up. Now, the problem is this was in winter and there was a snowfall along the way. Someone had had a fender bender, which meant traffic was backed up, causing Lydia to be 15 minutes late for biathlon, which you think no big deal, kids can play. But as you may know, depending on the age of the kids, they don't just let kids go after a lesson. You literally need to sign them out when you pick them up, which meant in this case, when Lydia arrives on the scene, there's the coach standing out there with a sign-out clipboard flanked by our daughters who says to Lydia, "We really need you to arrive on time for pickup because I have exams I need to study for. Just to let you know for future, we have a 3-strike policy as a reminder for pickup time, and that's one time, just as a reminder. If it happens a couple more times, we have to withdraw them. We don't want to do that. Just want to let you know." Okay, so later that night, Lydia is explaining this to me. I can tell she's flustered by this. So, I'm trying to be a good husband. I don't interrupt her. I look like I'm paying attention. I put the TV on mute. So at the end of this, my response is, "Why did you take Memorial Drive this time of day? It's usually backed up. Why wouldn't you go Sarcee Trail way faster?" Was that wrong? I thought about this later. I had some time on my own. It occurred to me what I should have said. I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where you're saying something or have a little confrontation with someone and think what you should or should not have said. It occurred to me if I would have instead said something along the lines of, "Sounds like you had a rough day. I might have got a hug. I might have been rewarded." Instead, I discovered our dog snores. More information than I needed at the time. I should have said the 2 words that I would encourage you to say next time you're interacting with a customer, no matter what level you're at when you are in sales, and I think we're all in sales, and the 2 words are "sounds like." In this case, sounds like you had a rough day. In the case of you interacting with your customers, if after they describe their needs or what's going on with them, if you can just paraphrase, prove that you understand them by saying, "Well, sounds like you're looking for this. Sounds like you're in a hurry. Sounds like," whatever the scenario is, if you can just relate that to them, then it proves you understand what their needs are. Which means if they if they talk with any other salesperson, any other company department, they take a risk. And the risk is that department may not understand them as solidly as you've proven you have. It creates a competitive advantage by being a good listener. And that would be my encouragement to you. Don't make the mistake of just going to solution after you listen. Add in the "sounds like," and you're going to be construed to be the strong listener that I'm sure you are. I hope you found that to be useful. And if you like this video, I think you're going to love our tips. You'll get them for free at jeffsbusinessbuildingtips.com. See you next time.